Ojewale is the coordinator of the Regional Organised Crime Observatory for Central Africa at the Institute for Security Studies, and he joins us live from Dakar. I wonder if you could just bring us up to date first with the latest on the ground in Al Fasher.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I think attack has remained on the rise, and it's getting more complicated now with the new layer of security concern, which has to do with water security, coupled with the fact that the people that are affected, they do not have access to the basic means of survival, food crisis, now adding the new layer of water crisis into it. I think Sudan is getting to the tipping point because this is going to create a lot of complexity, and it can drive the country to the breaking point in the coming days, unless there is international community support to quickly avert this disaster.
I mean, you're describing what seems like a very precarious humanitarian situation in Al Fasher and in Darfur more widely in Sudan. I just wonder, in terms of the violence going on there, what is that like for civilians? How dangerous is the risk of physical and sexual violence for people living in these areas right now?
I think all the issues that you highlighted have been the experience of the people in the conflict zone in the past few months now. In fact, the major concern now is the civilians that are caught in the crossfire, in the sense that whether it is sexual-based violence, whether it is outright killing of innocent civilians, coupled with the fact that basic human conditions that are supposed to enhance their quality of life are taken away from them. So I think generally these cities have descended into a state of hell in the recent time, and it's calling for serious humanitarian support, because this is about becoming the world neglected crisis as the world is getting fixated on the development in Gaza and Ukraine. But it appears that Sudan people, the cities continue to burn, while the world continue to look the other way around.
You said earlier you think Sudan is reaching a tipping point. We've spoken before on the program about how challenging it is for humanitarian organizations to operate in this part of Sudan. Can you just remind our viewers of why that is and what kinds of challenges humanitarian organizations are facing in just getting the most basic things to people there?
I think it's a very, very difficult situation for humanitarian organizations now, because most cities have been taken over by the warring forces, and then it is also getting difficult to actually get the needed materials to the people. So it's a dual challenge of getting these materials in the first place, according to Sudan, the needed priority, and the safety of the humanitarian people to move across the corridor to get to those people is becoming increasingly difficult. And like I said, I think things are getting to the point that it can just get complicated any moment from now, because the new layers that are being added to it, lack of access to potable water, lack of access to food, lack of access to medical logistics that will help the people, coupled with the fact that the economy has completely collapsed. So I think the life support system have been taken away from the Sudanese, and then it is just at the breaking point now, and anything could follow.
A hugely worrying and disturbing situation. Wole Ojewale, thank you so much for joining us on the NewsHour.